I need everybody in Generation X to promise me not to let them control you. What are you doing letting them control you? We're from the last era where you were able to ride a bike without a helmet. We're the last vestiges of people that may have sat in the back of a station wagon without a seatbelt. The back of the station wagon, you know what I'm saying? Where the seats are facing each other this way. Some people in Generation X literally rode on the hood of a car while our parents drove to this corner store. You mean to tell me you are allowing them to tell us how to be, what to think, what to say? Permission to disagree, please. Please, don't kick me off your platform. Nah. Okay, so I was watching this video, but it was by this guy Dana White, who was a UFC president, right? He was talking about how the media is garbage.
Especially the media. If the media tells you you've got something that's going to fail, it's definitely going to fucking win. The media are the dumbest, know nothing, do nothing, never fucking built nothing motherfuckers on planet Earth. So when they say it isn't going to work, you got a fucking home run, man. You know what I mean? Jump in and grind. The media.
He's right about this. We're going to have to learn. We could disagree with somebody's lifestyle or something they did that time, or we may not like the same movies and music or even the same hot sauce, but they could be right about something and it's okay. It doesn't mean you're doomed. Doesn't mean that you're wrong. Doesn't mean that you're going to hell. The media is controlling us too much. But see, I'm a part of the new independent media where we don't take no mess. We call out the old media. We try to get rid of the old media because the old media works for the corporations and they want to control us. I don't want to control you. I want to wake you up. I want to make you realize where we are and tell the truth about this political system that's garbage and how it's stealing from us and it's corrupt as hell. That's what I'm trying to do, and that's the new media, but not the old media. The old media is just like what he was saying. A bunch of hacks who took checks to lie to you and to tell you what to do to fall in line.
You're in the podcast business and you have a guest and Peloton calls you. This guy, Robert Kennedy Jr., is a Democrat. I don't know Robert Kennedy Jr. I've seen his videos. What about Robert Kennedy Jr. would make your pompous, arrogant ass pick up a phone
bike riding
and tell somebody else, you better not, like this guy's fucking Hitler, some horrible fucking human being that walks the face of the earth. He's a fucking Kennedy. He's a smart guy. He has his own beliefs and his values. His podcast has to come down. You sell stationary bikes for a fucking living. You are a fucking clown. There is something mentally fucking unstable about you, that you have the balls to pick up the phone and call somebody and tell them to take another fucking guy's podcast down. Really wrap your head around that. Do you?
Oh, he said it was about Peloton. Yeah, it was about Peloton. You know those exercise cycles that cost like a month's salary that the stars love? Instead of, running around the house or going for a walk, they'd rather spend $5,000 or something. The corporations are bowing to other people, telling them what we can say, what we can't say. And look, I'm not saying I agree with whoever this guy is voting for, but who says I have to? Who says I gotta care? Who says we gotta vote the same? Who says we gotta have the same politics? We ain't gotta have the same politics, man. Politics is up to the individual. You choose who you vote for. As long as you're not preaching hate, as long as you're not saying you don't want me to have the same rights as you, or you don't want my children to have access to the same resources, then why would I have a problem with you? Now, I got a problem with you when you don't want for me what you want for yourself. And if we're cool on that, we cool. All right? But if you just got a different person that you're going to vote for, if you just listen to a different type of music, or if you just like a different type of comedian, I mean, maybe your taste is bad, but hey, there's no reason why we can't do business together. And these companies are actually willing to take money out of your pocket, take the ability for you to feed your family away from you because you disagree with them or they disagree with you, or because the flavor of the month says that whatever you're into is not the thing to be into. And all I'm saying is this is garbage. We got to reject it. Generation X, where you at? We're from the last era of people that was able to come home from school with a key in our pocket from our mom or our dad and watch cartoons, watch Thundercats or something, and just shut up and not burn down the house. We're from the last generation of kids who had dial-up modems or no internet at all, and we somehow survived. We went to actual libraries, buildings that say library on them. And it took us an hour and a half of freaking 94 minutes to look up the same thing it takes you a minute and a half to look up. And then we had to look at these cards, little cards, to find what we were looking for. That was our Google. I mean, to tell me we're going to let these people, these clones, come in here and tell us what we can say and what we can't say, and that's supposed to be okay? You're going for that? You're giving into that. You're letting that control you? And then you're worse than that, you're going to condemn other people who have the courage to stand up to that. You're going to throw them to the wolves when you know deep inside, deep down, you agree with them. You don't want the system. You don't want Big Brother eyeing everything you do. You know you love Edward Snowden for standing up to him. You know you love Assange for telling on him, for exposing the corruption in the Democratic Party. You know you love that. You love that. That's you. That's what you believe. That's how we were raised. I mean, these same corporations, the ones that are willing to throw toxic garbage into our waterways that causes cancer to unknown people in the area and poisons the water. Those same people mean to tell me they're going to decide who we vote for, and they're going to deny us opportunities because they don't like who our politicians and who our favorite politicians are? Get out of here, man. That's not going to work. We can't fall for that. We know better than that. We built stronger than that. We built better than that. Why are you going for that? Come on now, stand up and act like you know what time it is. We're from the last era of children that would meet you after school, and everybody would form a circle where nobody would jump in, and no one would pull a knife, a gun, a bat, or nothing. They reach in their pocket and pull out a fist with some skin on it, and that was the fight, and that was the thing. And whoever won, whoever lost, you shook hands at the end, and that was the end of it. And you mean to tell me you're going to let some scrawny little chumps that were raised on YouTube or Google tell you how to live? Because those are the squares and the lames and the goofies that are now working in those campaigns and work for those political figures now. They're the hitmen against us to put us in line. They're the ones writing these stupid ass criteria that we got to follow. And if you don't go along their way, they'll take money out your pocket. They'll take opportunity out your way. They will try, and more than that, they'll try to hurt you. They will smear you. They will try to destroy your life if they can. They will do their part in trying to make sure that life ain't good for you. Hey, look, man, everybody won't cheer for you. I get that, but they'll take business out of your company. They'll take opportunities away from you. They'll mess with the way that you feed your family off of something as dumb as Joe Biden. Can you imagine anybody being upset with you because you won't vote for Joe Biden? The guy has his fingers on every piece of mass incarceration legislation in the last 40 years. And they'll be mad at you and say that you don't get it. You don't understand because you don't want to support him. They'll look at you and say something's wrong with you. You got a problem. You're ignorant. You're not informed. You need to be educated. You need to take a civics class. We got all types of sellouts saying this shit because they won't stand on anything. It's not enough that this guy said we need to throw the book at black kids. We don't need to fix up the neighborhoods. We don't need to open up better schools. We don't need to give their parents money or assistance or job training. We don't need to do anything to make where they live better, the environment better. He said we need to just lock them up and throw the key away. That's not enough for them to say, screw that guy for life. That's not enough to say, screw that guy for life. There are people right now today that are very popular that say they're a part of the culture, who say they're a part of helping the black community, and they are defending Joe Biden. They act like none of that happened, like it happened 100 years ago. They act like it never, or did it, it's been so long, the statute of limitations ran out. Some of the people that Joe Biden helped put away are still in jail. And these people, when you say you don't like Joe Biden, they say something's wrong. There you go. You're a Trump supporter. You're listening to Trump. They can't even wrap their sellout, ass-kissing minds around the idea that somebody with sense who can logically deduce can say, I don't trust him. And I got a grudge with him for what he did to my father or my cousins. Now, because to them, they never dealt with that. Because nothing happened to their cousins. Because they're from a class of people where they didn't have to feel that pain. But if you grew up like I did when I grew up in the 90s, when I came out of high school around, what was it, 1990? 89? I had friends who went to jail, kids basically, went to jail for drugs that were put in the community by the U.S. government. And Joe Biden's way to fix all that was to lock those kids up because they were poor and lived in poor neighborhoods. And they got caught doing what was put in that neighborhood. When people are poor, what are they going to do? So, look, I didn't mean to go on a long rant about this. What I'm saying is Dana White is right. And once again, I don't have to like Dana White. I don't know much about him. They got into a fight one time in Mexico or something with his wife or something. That's all I know about him. It doesn't matter because nothing matters. I like what he said right here. What he said right here, I agree with this. If you're the type of person that's afraid to post on social media something that's unpopular, then you're what's wrong with this country, and you're the reason why we are where we are. We're the revolutionaries. They got jobs. They used to be the rebels. They used to be the inmates. And now, they're the snitches, the prison guards, and the wardens.